the I think opening prayer. So reason is you don't have prayer opening. I do usually share the screen the Zoom. So I have to wait a little bit because the Zoom is coming more. And do the opening prayer. So you can just listening. I chant the English opening prayer. Hello, Lom Sangha, can you see the screen?
Yes.
Okay, so I do the opening prayer first. Still in the Zoom Sangha, people are coming, so do first opening prayer before teaching. All mother sentient beings, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those great obstacles to my path to liberation and nations. May they experience happiness, be separate from suffering safely. I will establish them in the state of answer, past, perfect, complete, and precious Buddhahood. All mother sentient beings, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those great obstacles to my path to liberation and nations. May they experience happiness, be separate from suffering safely. I will establish them in the state of answer, past, perfect, complete, and precious Buddhahood. Dala Damvara Zebeda, Lubara Zebege, Tarba Dan Dam Jen Jen Bala Barda Jubara Zeba Dam Je Je Zor Zebe, Manam Ga Dan Yambe Zem Je Dam Je Dewa Dan De, Dungara Dan Jar Nyorde Lanam Eba Yanda, Zobe Sanjo Rumbo Je Dobara Sa. Thus, unto achieving enlightenment, I perform virtuous deeds with the body, speech, and mind. Unto death, I perform virtuous deeds with the body, speech, and mind. From now until this time tomorrow, I perform virtuous deeds with the body, speech, and mind. We take refuge in the Kandaru Lama and the lineage Lamas. We take refuge in the deity of the Mandalas or Yadams. We take refuge in all the exalted Buddhas. We take refuge in the perfect Dharma. We take refuge in the excellent order of the Sanghas. We take refuge in the noble Dakas, Dakinis, Dharma gardens, possessors of the eye of wisdom. Until I attain enlightenment, I take refuge in all the Buddhas. I take refuge in the Dharma, likewise in the example of Bodhisattvas. As previous Buddhas invest the enlightened mind and the progress of the Bodhisattva's path are true for the benefit of all sentient beings, giving birth to bodhicitta, and apply myself to complete the stage of the path. In the Buddha, Dharma, and the Sangha most excellent, I take refuge until enlightenment is reached by the merit of generosity and the good deeds. May I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. May all mother sentient beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they never be separate from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May the rest and calamity free from attachment and aversion. So we're going to skip the 7 lamp prayer and go to this short mandala offering. The ground is sprinkling with the scented water and strewed with the flowers. It is adorned with the meadow, the spring mountain, the four continents, the sun and the moon. As a Buddha fair, I offer it. May all sentient beings attain the happiness of the Buddha fair. To the Lama who possesses the three kayas, I offer altar, inner and secret offerings with my body, wealth, and all that is visible. Please grant me the supreme realization and enlightenment. Whatever merit I have gathered through postrations, offerings, confession, rejoicing, beseeching, and praying, for the sake of enlightenment of all sentient beings, or All these are dedicated. Om Guru Rina Mandala Panza Manga Samanda Savarin Samaye Ahom. I equal refuge, honor of the world. Your fame provides the 3,000 words. You are the victor of Arjatara with our draw. I bow at the feet of Father Jigdi Sungo. Continue laughing with no one but you. Confession, Evan grant your blessing. Despair, darkness that surrounds my heart. Please let me do so that I can realize the unlimited nature of the mind. Please turn the way of the Dharma of the two vehicles and the combination according to the disposition and likewise mental capacity of sentient beings. Long praise to the Manjushri. His wisdom is brilliant like the sun, free of the clouds of the two worlds and the perceive the various steps of knowledge in the true nature. For this reason, he holds the wisdom text at his heart. He has a compassion for all beings who are suffering from the darkness of ignorance in the prison of samsara as a father for only son. Like a thunderclaps, he wakens those who are sleeping in ignorance and losing the charm of karma through the 60 branch of Haramana's speech. He wears the wisdom silver to cast the lamp of suffering to dispel the darkness of confusion. In the Bodhisattva form, he is pure from beginningless time, who accomplished the 10 levels and the perfect in the body of all knowledge. I supplicate you, Manjushri, adorned by the 100,000 Buddha, dispel the darkness of my ignorance. Om Arapazana de Om Arapazana de Om Arapazana de Om Arapazana de Om Arapazana. Om Arapazana de 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 Om Arapazana. Om Arapazana de 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 Om Om Arabazana de Om Arabazana de Om Wange Shorem 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 Om. You who are the perfect, beautiful body, whose flames of wisdom blesses and dispel darkness of worldly ignorance, are posted before you and pressed to Manjushri. Yune Gelen Changwa Bo. Ye she do me ra de mar, je de do mo me zarwa, jam bar yang la zan zer do. Tange du je ja je rei zan rong yin je me do de je bun jo ba ser je len bo da re ji be ge ja je ja be ja la gu zan zer. Dorje janjen de lo naro dhamma pa malai ji je gambo pa pa mo de pa jarwa di gong be ga ju lama nam lai sorwan de ro ming ji je yen je bo dang ni di song sang je gen je ngo wo nye rang sem ji ge ngo zong dong ze da we lama yan la nam lai gu zang ze. Good afternoon here, Trashidel everyone, and good morning, good evening. So wherever you are, good evening, good afternoon, good morning. So today I'm going to share with you this the Kuntuzangpo prayer. So Kuntuzangpo prayer is in the also here mentioned very important during the summer solstice. And not only summer solstice, just winter solstice, summer solstice. And when you have something special going on in the world, so this Kuntuzangpo prayer is very powerful and very important to, read and contemplate, meditate. So today, I'm going to share with you all this and the teaching, and we're going to practice together. So first, I'm going to do the transmission, and then we do once, chant together. and then I share the teaching. First, I go to do the transmission. So, yeah, Zokwa Khenpo Kuntuzangpo Gompa Santa Tempe Jule Molang Jopo Jo Zo Ho Nansai Konde Damje Gen Yeche Lamje Dewe Nye Rui Damare Jomdor Kuntuzangpo Molang Je Damje Je Yen Po Rande Ngombar Sanja Ngombar Sote Sanja Yo Kenji Kenen Dema Se Ransan Loya Judami Konde Nyige Meme Do Denye Rena Sanje De Mare Semje Kobar Jang Kaso Semje Damje Je Jime Jidon Repar Yo Kuntuzangpo Ngaye Jang Jime Ba Je Ye Don Denye Jela Ransan Sanadoga Jumada, Demimbe Trumake, Desarana Jumake, Rari Sola Nebala, Sesson, Jandana Men, the Yongala Chabami, Tome, Jibarazola, Divizuda Tungame, Represacha Mangaba, Ojila Yishinga, Yishingabo Mebale, Thomas Sanjarin, Azon, Dele Yishinda Jebe, Sanjism, Jipchasani Song, Tele Yishita Jave, Tando Ruja Dambason, the Jeren Tromanion, Thomas Sanjanga Yimbe, I am Molanda Bayan, of the Wisdom Jija, Ranzori Pangochine. Yijimbo je jo nga ye turba jumen je sewa traja samyen je kana kanda na so to nga ye tuji molam je kansan korwe sen je ke ro ne ne tombar jo to pu sen je turba na yala ri pa ma ja je yang de min tong we wa de ga ma ri turba je de la he je ja wa le da ra je ba sa sen je de le da jin da sen je ba ja ren je de ba le ko wa lo to jo ba sa de le nyom tong nga je tong le la jin je me de se sen je turba je de me ma ri yin be se sa jin nga ye molam je gen je ri ba ra je jo len je ji be ma ri ba de me Kiba Demi Bayan Gana Daba Marai Bada, Nizan the Bayan, Lijikan Damarani, Sanjikan Jaya, Sanjim, I am Molam Jangova Sanjatam Jet. Temi the Bemin Bazan, Nizan Zimba Shibada, Riveramo Shibarjo, Nizan Lone de Zonde, Yamatomo Jibale, Bajato Boranjades, and a Gidan Nedandro. The young at Zambanian, the young at Jabedon, the Dungeon Trawade, the Dungeon Trawade, Susan de la Sena, Jambedeva Mebeze, Bajatonga Yedasa, Chinetico Yarenga, Sanjinga Molamji. Doja Jimbe Samjina, Dobo Samaban, Doja Shimba Samala, Shibaranzo Lobaye, Baranzo Sijone, Gendo Jitobajo, Soro Yorjan, Nawala, Jira Jiba Ramoja, Damapaja Deva, Dancing, Disorabaje, Jelan Deva Mebeze, Yavaga Zoze, Dorenga, Maya Molanja, Dodo, Simje, Damje, Dodo, Simje, Damje, Jelan Dobo Jibese, Balamazarazo, Lore, Baranzo Sijone, Savaji Jitobajo, Rasakim Barjubala, Jilan Desamebelo, Najaro Pisanjibe. Dajin Tapsu, Domanion, let the Deva Mebese, Guadonio Valareje, Sanin, I am Molamje, Gazejibesena, the Zibarazo, Riparazo Sijon, Yambani Dojo, Nizeba Bajaja, Dato Jimuzunga land, and Rinson de Vale, so you humming as a gen, Devon Yavanesa, Sanin, I am Molanje, and Zeta Jibana. Ranzai Madarazo Lore, Bashibarazo Sijon, Teletomi, Yo, the Midani Bayan, the Moda Jibadan, Jada, the Lotomobe, the Vechami Sosonja, Sanin, I am Molanje, the Mokimibala, the Basavada Jave, Tomi Jitabai. Kamson, Sanjay Tamjagan, Yasanjang Atanya, the Mintabe Yerason, Tata Tomila Jo, the Molan Tawanda, and the Sanjay Tomaya, and the Rotobanda Veseragan, the Sambo Molamje, Sanjay Tamjamalib. PJ Sanja, yo, Sanjay Namjo of the Injun, Mirubaran, Molan of Jinda, and the Sanjay Tamjagan, you was on the Mozajan, the Dasa Simba, Data Saiswa. Nyama dojo lombo de ranye kenda zambo che kenda de san de juna kanda senje tamje ke namje de molamje de ngara je done ja taru sanje de bar yo ji son so ba jimbo kenda zambo ko ma san de me jole molan to ba je da be senje tamje sang ba ja ba ma me bar de me le go ba kor de song wa ho. So no, you can see this as page 14. Go to page 14, the last part. Page 14, the conclusion section also is more introduction too. So that's why it's, please go to page 14, starting I explain let it be here, and then we go to beginning. So what here mentioned, Aho is very powerful, Aho means amazing, something very amazing, special. The henceforth wherever are powerful yogis, so like someone truly you dedicating, this prayer from your heart and knowing the truth, you chant this prayer, dedicating, reciting this, within naturally clear and undecluded awareness. It's through your awareness, chant this prayer, recite this powerful aspiration. All sentient beings who hear it, like who hearing this, the prayers, were awakening within the course of 3 lifetimes. Not, only you chanting this prayer, someone who hear the prayer, they also can enlighten within 3 lifetimes. So that's why this prayer is truly powerful. But this means like not just a regular chanting, okay? Regular chanting. So here mentioned, with naturally, clearly, undiluted awareness. Undiluted awareness. So when you chant these prayers, be in the awareness. And through this, you're chanting this prayer, and then it's truly powerful. So this prayer, called Kuntuzangpo prayer, Samedabara prayer, Kuntuzangpo prayer, you can get this confusions easily. Sometimes like looks like you are Kuntuzangpo. Sometimes you like this prayer mentioned like another Buddha Kuntuzangpo. And then you get confusions. Who is the really Kuntuzangpo Buddha? Okay. So the relative level and Kuntuzangpo Buddha is called who never deluded one, called unbeginningless time, who can hold awareness, not deluded, that called Kuntuzangpo Buddha. It's some Kagyu tradition we call Buddha Vajradhara, and the true nature, awareness, never deluded. So that is called Kuntuzangpo, Buddha Vajradhara. And so then in that case, we are sentient beings, we deluded. The beginning means like not really time beginning there. But when I share the teaching, I have to say beginning, okay? Without that words, you cannot get idea. So unbeginningless time. So we can say unbeginningless time, okay, in that time. So we deluded because we didn't recognize our own true nature. We, true nature, not recognizing, not knowing, and then we chasing the experience. And we follow that. It's called delusion. So that's all called samsaric beings, samsara sentient beings, deluded. Samsara is cyclic existence. We take birth because due to our negative karma and also positive karma too. So due to karma, we take birth in samsara. So then negative take birth is extremely results of suffering. Positive karma take birth in samsara is temporarily happy and joy. But both are actually still in the delusion state. So we are delusion beings, samsaric beings means. And then Kuntuzangpo, the Samedabara Buddha, he never deluded, beginningless time. Okay, so that's the relative perspective idea. Then absolute true perspective idea. Absolute true is, Kuntuzangpo means our own nature mind. So when you have ability to hold your own awareness on your nature, in that moment, we are Kuntuzangpo. Okay, so Samedabara Buddha or Buddha Vajradhara, that nature is called nature mind, it's Buddha, it's called Buddha. So that nature we have, usually we don't recognize we have because due to our, delusions. We know also looking to our own nature usually, we looking to all the time external object. We're chasing external or this, delusion things. We're chasing that. So this kind of Zambo prayer, when we chant this prayer, you hold your awareness. You be in your natural states. Then you chant this prayer. Then this prayer has truly powerful. We can be enlightening ourselves, and then that prayer power benefit who hears also see 3 lifetimes can be enlightenment. So that's you have to understand. Then the prayer is when Rahu serves the sun or moon. So when we have a solar club, moon clubs, solstice, and then that time this prayer is more powerful because moving the energy. Okay. So this when Rahu sides the sun or moon is like followed by Adya, is followed by long-term ancient traditional Adya. Rahu means like that time Rahu is another planet or the sign, the moon. They have different idea. This is a long time ago traditional people idea. But the sun is moon is someone not going to eat. Before people think that someone eat sun and the moon, and then that time you chant prayer is powerful. But reality, of course, when this solar club and the moon clubs, and then solstice when have that time, the big energy is moving, shaking, changing. So you do prayer that time. It's more powerful. And the solstice, sun clubs, moon club, when we have that, many beings also die because it's power of energy, and some get different energy, more beneficial. Some beings get really, too strong energy. They came survived. So that's the reason chanting this prayer, Kuntuzangpo prayer, is powerful. So that's the way you have to understand. That's the reason. See, when full moon comes, that time also energy is very powerful. So you can be do very strong negativity, you can be do positive. Whatever you do is strong, so that's why it's when Buddha Shakyamuni also enlightenment in the full moon day. He passed nirvana also full moon day. So many reasons, like full moon day is like very powerful energy. So according to the Tibetan lunar calendar, so this month is called Sagadawa. Sagadawa is the Buddha's birthday, Buddha's enlightenment day, Buddha's nirvana day. All 3 the activities in the full moon days, Sagadawa full moon day. Today is the 20th, I think it's 26 Tibetan, follow Tibetan calendar. So that's like time is like for this Sagadawa also another reason, like another star is called Saga. It's star's name, so that's very close to the earth, and then have a very powerful energy. I think that's the reason also solstice also coming that month. So that's I really don't know, but it could be. Okay, so that's why this chanting prayers, Kuntuzangpo prayers, very beneficial, truly powerful. So now we go to starting beginning. So the powerful prayer or aspiration. So this prayer is called powerful prayer or aspiration. From the Tantra of the spirit perfection that reveal the all penetrating wisdom mind Samandabhada. So this one of the Tantra teaching has many chapters. Okay, one of the chapter is in this prayer. So then Pema Sambhava taught this chapter. He, when he was in Tibet, he did this prayer lots, but that time he didn't share publicly this teaching. And the reality truly, of course, this teachings it come from Tantra is like Buddha's teaching. So all the Buddha's teaching is, during that Buddha's time, he didn't share publicly many teachings. So only high level realized student understanding these teachings. And they hold this lineage. And then Pema Sambhava also he is very high, he's enlightened, he's realized, so he knows this teaching. And in that time he didn't share, but he practiced himself, of course. And then he was in Tibet, he take only part of this chapter, hidden Dharma. So after one of his emanation is called revelated by Rinzing Goden, means like Pema Sambhava's emanation, he discovered that again, this sadhana, and then starting sharing teaching. So now we go to the verse, each sentence I'm explaining, we go to each sentence. So first one, all that appears and exists samsara in the nirvana. Some I have to read like 2 sentences. Sometimes I have to read 3 sentences. Sometimes I have to read 4 sentences because meaning, Sometimes like 1 sentence don't hold whole meanings. All appearance existing samsara nirvana is like whatever like appear to us, ordinary beings, samsara is appear to us. And the good practitioner, then appear to nirvana. Good meditator, practitioner, wherever they are, their place is nirvana. Because they are free from suffering, this delusions. So this samsara and nirvana also have 2 different ideas. Okay, so samsara is like the relative level, 6 realm is called samsara. Hell realms, hungry gods, animals, human beings, and jealousy gods realms. So this is called samsara, 6 realms. Then nirvana is beyond that, free from that, and go beyond that is called nirvana. Someone don't have this 6 realms suffering experience, and then that person is called nirvana state. So that's the usually, we idea people what nirvana samsara means. And in this case, okay, Dzogchen. Today what I'm sharing with you is teaching is called Dzogchen. Dzogchen is very profound. And samsara means when you deluded, when you have 6 afflictive emotions rising within you, we are samsara. Okay, when you have anger, we are heren beings. When you have very strong, stingy, self-grasping, we are hungry ghost. When we have ignorance, not knowing what is right, what is wrong, okay, create causes of suffering. So then we are, in that moment, animal, ram experience. Then when we have attachment, so it's a human being. And when we have jealousy rising, it's called jealousy gods. When rising the ego, pride, is called God's realms. So this 6 realm is projecting by our own 6 this afflictive emotion, projecting 6 afflictive emotions, projecting 6 realms. So when you have these emotions, we can be part of that. Okay, so that's called samsara. And the samsara is, these 6 realms in the Dzogchen, according to Dzogchen and Mahamudra, we can be any moment. One moment we can be heren beings. One moment you can be hungry ghost, one moment you can be animal or human being, because due to our these emotions, which emotions rising strong, in that moment our suffering is same as this 6 rams, which is according to which suffering is strong. We are part of that. So that's we have to understand. Nirvana, when joyful, loving, compassion rising, and not to control by afflictive emotion. So spiritual, the energy into your mind, you have a true compassion rising for others, loving, and that moment is nirvana. And then absolute true nirvana is when you knowing on your own awareness, ripa. So you knowing your own true nature. That moment, then we are in the absolute nirvana. So they have two different. Also, nirvana has like temporarily nirvana. More deeper level nirvana too. So now here says two things that comes. So then has one ground, two path, and two form of fruitions. So one ground is our the mind, like ordinary, like is one ground. Then taking to two different paths. You can take samsara path or you can take nirvana path. Okay, so same is like example, kind of ideas is the thing, water thing, right? Thing of water, the way we get water from the sink. Okay, so some we drink, some water go to the toilet, restaurant use. So come from same, but go to two different directions. Do you understand? And similar like that, okay? We are one ground, but can be go to take two different paths. Okay? So due to delusion, and then delusion become strong ignorance. The ignorance create attachment. The attachment create anger, jealousy. So then anger, jealousy also create pride. So these are emotions, dependent or related to each other, okay? And like support each other, like, that be together, tied up together, these emotions. So that direction is called samsara path. And then we go to 6 rams samsara. Result is a samsara. Another hand, so, best is, of course, stop the delusion. And you hold the awareness. Then that's called create enlightenment. Even we have delusions, then, we can go to positive path. Positive path is then you generate love, compassion. And so practice 6 parameters. 6 parameters called generosity. And practice morality, good conduct. Practice patience. No anger rising easily, no losing your spiritual practice. So patience, joyful effort, meditation, wisdom. So this practice create also another side of the nirvana. So that's why we can take two different paths. Two paths means, okay, samsara path or nirvana path. And the two forms of fruition, then result is two different fruitions. Samsara is a suffering. Nirvana is peaceful state. So the two different results. So know what we want. Okay, what we really want to looking. We want peaceful nirvana. Then we looking peaceful nirvana is a result. So what then we have to do? Path. Path is a 6-parameter practice. Okay, path then lead us to nirvana. So that's why Buddha share 4 noble truths. So it's a very beautiful 4 noble truth statement. Is when Buddha discovered the truth. So Buddha has like economic compassion for everyone. When he was young, Siddhartha, he has compassion is like not limited, by his compassion. His compassion is kind of more economic compassion for everyone. Then he looking for solution how to help for other beings. He solution, then that's why he meditate and practice. And he found the solution means like when he enlightened. So that's why he shared the 4 noble truths. When he shared the 4 noble truth, he said, we have to recognize the suffering. So we don't want the suffering. Every single being wants happiness. No any single being wanting suffering. We don't want the suffering, but we don't know how to give up causes of suffering. So that's why Buddha said first, we have to recognize we are suffering. Long as we are stuck in this 6 realm, in that state, we are suffering. We have to recognize that we are suffering. Then Buddha said, long as we recognize we are suffering, others are suffering, we have to look for where this is come from, source, suffering. Then Buddha said, origination of suffering. Origination of suffering is all these, afflictive emotions, self-grasping. That's called, origination of suffering. Then Buddha, his research kind of like, analyzed, and he practiced himself. He found solution is path, because the origination of suffering is Buddha recognized is not independent, not truth. It is delusion. There has a solution. You can, release or purify this origination of suffering. That's why Buddha shared the path. The path is antidote to the origination of suffering. So then what Buddha shared 6 parameters. The 6 parameters is just, bring to all the teachings, you can bring to more like, 2 categories. I mean, these 6 categories, 6 parameters, easy to we understand. Buddha shared 84,000 Dharma teachings, because on other hand, the, this origination of suffering is emotion. We individually, we have 84,000 afflictive emotions, our individually. So then Buddha shared teaching path is 84,000 Dharma teachings. So all this 84,000 Dharma teaching is antidote to 84,000 afflictive emotions. And then all these 84,000 Dharma teachings, Buddha bring to 6 categories, 6 parameters, subsumed to 6 parameters. All 84,000 afflictive emotions bring to 6, afflictive emotions, what I mentioned already. 6 afflictive emotions create 6 realms. So usually we call 6 afflictive emotions. But then, hungry gods, human being, these emotions very similar. Hungry gods is very strong, stingy, and this very strong desire create hungry gods. General attachment, regular general attachment create human being. Okay, so attachments become so strong, and then desire whatever we have non-recognized, non-knowing, not satisfied, always wanting others, never using our own resources, what we have, no sharing. So that's created the hungry ghost. So that's why I call six afflictive emotion. Also, we can bring to five afflictive emotion too. So that's the reason here in this prayer mentioned after these solutions, six Ram solution how to meditate. Also, only five Rams mentioned specifically. So the Buddha then all bring to this teachings the six paramita. Six paramita is integral to the afflictive emotions. So long as we have afflictive emotions, then we're no longer free from suffering. So this emotion is come from within ourselves. Okay, so the Buddha is really knowing what is that we need a solution for six paramita. He shared these teachings. That's why the Buddha is true scientist and the inner level, like all this subtle energy all moving. What is the, create like negative energy, which energy create positive, and how to, found this solution. So he found this path sharing us, and then result is nirvana. So that's why we have one ground, two path, two fruitions. So now here, this Kuntuzangpo prayer, this prayer, the solution is the highest level solution apply or presenting, not going to these laws, diversity solutions, to go to the mean essence. Okay, so that's why what here says, the magically displays of awareness and unawareness. See, it's this, awareness create enlightenment. Magically display means like we have mind, can be awareness, can be unawareness. When you have awareness, we are enlightened being. Unawareness, delusion, samsara beings. So very, powerful, beautiful statements. Magically display samsara nirvana, two difference. So unawareness create samsara, awareness create nirvana. Through this Samandabhada's prayer of aspiration. So then through this Samandabhada's prayer of aspiration is with, sharing this aspiration prayer, chanting, contemplating, meditating, then may also attain complete and perfect awakening. We aspirations, every being's awakening within the place of Dharma Dharta, the absolute sphere means like in the Dharmakaya state, we truly realize nature and realize and enlightenment. That is aspiration for every single being. So this aspiration, what I mentioned already, when we do this aspiration, we have to stay awareness. And then you chant the prayer, you are become Kuntuzangpo. Your aspiration prayer is absolutely powerful. And sometimes people think I chant many or these prayers are liberating many people. I don't know that, okay? So because depending person who chant, you deluded the chanting, and then there has some positive energy, positive impact, but I don't think can liberate beings, okay? So when you are in your awareness state, you chant this prayer. Then this prayer, who hears, every being can have an opportunity to liberate 3 lifetimes. So that's kind of the powerful. So that's our aspiration prayer. So then this prayer is like talk about all the, like where this samsara, where we are come from, why we are here. So, how to like free from these states, in the delusion states. All this information is here. The basis of everything is uncompounded. A self-originating expense, vast and expansible. So this is like talking about like the basic, basis, like unbeginnerless, like no, like really our basis, where is like they come from, where, where is the delusion come from? Where is the nirvana come from? Basis is basis of everything is uncompounded. So uncompounded is uh, opposite of the actually impermanent. Okay. So impermanent and then permanent, these two different things, right? So this also can be, people get very easily get confusions. This uncompounded is not permanent, talking about a permanent, like our conceptual permanent. Okay, we're thinking about a permanent means then, always there, no one can break out down, stable, always there's something, so million years stay something, never can any like other object can destroy something. So that's we think like permanent. Impermanent is like this kind of glasses easily break, and lose, change, like many impermanent. So that's the generally our idea concepts. So in this one is not like that idea, like impermanent, permanent. Okay, impermanent means like everything is impermanent. Nothing is independent, permanent. Everything is impermanent because it's every moment changing. This glass is not have to break, become impermanent. This glass is naturally impermanent. Whatever object, solid, stable, what we think, that's also impermanent because every moment changing, and that's the reason, everything is impermanent. We're not talking about a solid, like stable something object. Everything is impermanent means every moment changing. So something is permanent, then time cannot change. So that's why in this universe, in this planet, we don't have any single object pieces of permanent. Everything is impermanent. That's why we change in many years to until now, kept going still. Month, year, days going. It's everything's impermanent, changing. So then permanent, then nothing is permanent there. So know is what is you have to know is in this uncompounded. Uncompounded means nothing is created something. Space, who created? No one created space. Space is called uncompounded. Same like that, nature is always there. No one created anything, not dependent anything. This space is dependent who? Nothing. Not dependent anything. Space itself is not dependent anything. So same like that, we have the true ground first source come from. It's called uncompounded. Then it is self-originating, expands. It's the same as space, vast and inexpressible. So it's beyond the words. Like you cannot like bring to words to sharing something, show something. Like example, you can the showing this true, this grown basic nature. It's not possible. So then next page, okay. Content you can make it of. Beyond the name samsara and the nirvana, in that state, actually no true names. Samsara nirvana is the name is not exist. In this grown true states. Samsara nirvana is no exist. No exist. So think about sun itself is uncompounded of object, okay, not dependent day and night. The sun itself, in that state, no sun rising, sunset, they don't have a night and day separations in that close to the sun, you know, sun itself. Sun itself is always 24 hours, same, shining, light, heat. Yeah. In that case, no night, no day there, no cloud there, no rain there, no thunderstorm there. Do you understand? Okay, so same like that. We in our own ground, like that we have, but no, we not knowing that. What happening is, you know, it's always clouded, always raining, sun you cannot see. So that's the same as the delusions. We have that, grown, basic nature. So with us always have, we not knowing that. So not knowing that, that's the reason we need path. Path means clarifying. Yeah. So we are in right now, okay, here is, I don't know whether it's good to explain here. It's always hard here or no. Okay, so we are in the Madrid in Spain right now. Okay, so think about some area in today this couple of days like no nighttime, right? And so one of last year we have I shared the teaching. There's somebody student there comes teaching that yesterday send me message. They are in the somewhere in the no sunset area. So somewhere in the Norway, right? Yes. So then in think about and Alaska somewhere is like always like 6 months like it's nighttime, and some areas 6 months is always the sun. So then depending, everything is dependent in this earth where we are still living, and so long as in the space it itself, suns itself is they don't have like that two different, like always sun rising or is daylight or always night. They don't have these two things there. It's oneness. So the point is we have already, like this same is the sun with ourselves we have. The problem is we have the delusions. The delusion is the same as the clouds, and then maybe same is like we go too much away from the sun, maybe 6 months, or it's dark, something like that, too dark already. It's no knowing sun is in there because too dark, and so now what we have to do is we have to release the delusion. We have to discover what we have. So what Buddha shared the teachings is we don't have to create anything. We have to found our own this compound of this, true nature in the ground. What we have to discover that. Then how to discover that is called 6 parameter. Use that, and then we have to discover this, true nature. So that's this statement. So then reality, they don't have samsara and nirvana separate beyond the name samsara and nirvana. This itself, when being is awakening, so you really recognize that no, like you recognize no, like day and night separations in the space, in the sun itself. Then it's gone. The idea is gone. Similar, Is long as you recognize your own this grown what we have is discovered, you discover, and then the samsara nirvana, the idea is no separation, so it's gone. It's gone, okay? And so this self-wing see is awakening, then you will awaken, waking enlightenment. If we know knowing that, but in their ignorance, beings wandering in samsara due to ignoring delusion, stay in the samsara, kept going this suffering. Realize the meaning of the ever grown. So then, aspiration, we recognize every being's this grown true nature, realize the meaning of the ever grown. I Samandabada, so I have mentioned I means you chanting these prayers. So we are become Zambo means you hold your own awareness, and then we are Zambo. I Zambo, Samandabada. No, the grown is reality. So which is without a cause or condition. It originates by itself within this very ground. So the ground is explain more what means ground, so ground is they don't have without a cause and a condition. So it originates by itself within this very ground. It's unsupported, right? Unsupported by perspective, supposition, ordinary, and obscured by the darkness of unmindful delusion. That which is self manifest is the without force. So this is the aspiration. What is this? Is Asameda Bada prayer, is known the ground is reality. Aspiration is in the true, this ground like nature is no cause and conditions, no cause and conditions. So without cause and conditions, if something have a cause condition, is then is not the true nature. Okay, cause and condition is depending each other. This the true grown nature state is unconditional, no cause and effect, because it's same as space. It's truth. It originates by itself. So originate by itself, no cause conditions, like no one create. It originates by itself within this very ground. Within this very ground means like true nature mind ground. It's unspoiled by perspective. Supposition or denial means we cannot explain like this, that, or you can use something different ways, transform, changing, companies create different ways of object, that kind is cannot go into idea, or cannot do that way. So that's the reason it's called unsupported by perspective is supportation or denial. The point is never going to lost. That grown true is always there. And when you have anger, emotion rising, the nature is never going to change anything. Stay same, remain same. You have love, compassion rising, nature is stay same, remain same, no change. So that's called the ordinaire. And then that nature is in the obscured. The obscured, like same as sun, sun is obscured by the darkness and the clouds. The nature is obscured by the darkness of unmanifold delusion, unmindful delusion. So it's a delusion, negative energy, emotion, also cannot obstacle by affected to by the nature. So another good thing, okay, we are deluded in samsara so long already, okay, but nature still remains same, nothing going to lost, change something. So even somebody like created very strong negativity, karma, but that person's nature is still remain same. Okay, they never affected to the nature, but only obstacle, like in the delusion state, obstacles become strong and strong, thicker. Then very hard to recognize the true nature because all the obstacle layer is too thick become. Someone created negative karma. And due to that, it's very hard to recognize the nature. So still nature is actually not lost. Yes, remain same. So if we have like example like gore size of like this, and that gore is if you don't know you have that gore, you put it with the garbage, maybe that garbage goes to landscape or lane. How to say the lots of garbage you put in place? Landscape, right? Yeah. Trash drums, okay, then become the more, and their goals go to under more grown. So it's then very hard to discover. But still that goal is like stay same, like doesn't like years, like can be million years, never going to change, stay same. But harder to then discover because so many this, garbage dump again, and go more grown, deeper grown. So people who create a negative karma is like that, and they're very hard to discover the true nature, and very difficult to connecting to this spiritual teaching like this. Okay, talk about the true nature, and not easy to connect to teaching and practice. So it's become very hard to discover. But the still this grown true nature is always stay same, no lost. So that's why here it says, that which is self-manifest is thus without a fault. It's the nature itself is don't have any, that which is self-manifest. Like example, the goal is like I use example is going to under the ground, but then it's self-manifest is stay same. That's without a force. It means like goal itself, garbage, trash, not going to affect it to the goal. Goal is a state, itself is a state, remains same. So when we create a negative karma, same as like we create a garbage, but our nature is still remains same, not going to lost. So that's the good news, okay, good thing. We're not going to damage our nature. Okay, so nature is same, same, remain the same. But then very hard to discover that, long as you create a lot of negative karma. So no, so that's the reason here is these prayers are mentioned many times. It's truly powerful. And if you can chant all this, in the Zambo prayer, beginning to end, is truly benefit. Even you can't, you pick up some part of memory and you contemplate, you can hold awareness very easily. So that's why here's what it mentioned. When abide in genuine intrinsic awareness. So when abiding in genuine intrinsic awareness, think about it. Usually our mind is chasing external object, all the time, chasing delusion. So when you wake up morning, I, and then appearance, and then mind follow the thoughts. So then whole day, of course, mind chasing the thoughts. And then when you go sleep, it's for sleep, and then also dreaming. And when you wake up, and then you're chasing all these thoughts again, never stopped. So we have this intrinsic true nature within ourselves, but we never looking into that. We always follow chasing the delusional objects. We are very foolish, actually, human beings, samsaric beings, okay? Yeah. So now, if you memorize this, when abide in genuine intrinsic awareness, this nature is abide with me. Abiding means like nature is within ourselves, not somewhere else. So the one of the teaching is called supplication to the Tara. So absolute true nature is self-arising. Non-draw Buddha wisdom is self-arising, always there. So long as you have awareness, you look to in the nature, you feel nature is abiding in genuinely intrinsic awareness yourself. You can hold your own nature, like be in that state. So then, long as you be in that state, there is no fear. The fear is not exist there. Okay. So it's a different state. Even like think about auto level, in Madrid right now it's extremely hot. We are in here in this space, yoga studio in the ground here. It's not hot here. So like we find this, like kind of, no heat place. Okay. There's so same. That is the auto level idea. Okay. Auto external. This is intrinsic inner level idea. So when of course generally always we have these delusions. And when you read this, when abiding in genuine intrinsic awareness, when you think about these same things, and you really can apply your awareness, you can look to your mind nature, be in that state, you can stop all these delusions right moment there. This teaching is like go into secret level, inner, secret. So directly, pointing, introducing our own true nature. So this is the called pointing instruction. Actually, pointing means directly pointing our own true nature. That's always with us, intrinsic awareness. Long as you see that, you feel that you be in that state, there's no fear. So that's the absolute true, right? Powerful benefit. We have so much fears. So we have a gross level fears. We have a subtle level fears. The gross level, when you have fear, you're not pleasant. Okay, your feeling is like unhappy, something going on. Everybody easily recognize. You also recognize easily gross level fears. The subtle level fears, always there. Long as you have self-grasping, and self, this subtle level energy fear is there. You're not going to recognize. very hard to knowing that. Long as you have that, then easily rising growth fears, very easy to rise. So that's why we are suffering in samsara. Okay. So now this short instruction, actually, long as we practicing, yeah, and so put effort practice, this short instruction truly liberate us, free from fears. See, this instruction directly showing us in the true nature, on our own awareness, showing, or our own awareness, how to recognize this, our own true nature. Then long as we recognize our own true nature, there is no fear. Even at the triple words dimmiss, means like this, how this universe or world is clubbed, you don't have fears. So this, like we needed to use to and habituate this awareness. If you know used to habituate, you can't have this. We don't have what here says. Like no fear. That still is fear is there. Okay, so the another way, when we have fears, and you abide in genuine intrinsic awareness, your awareness recognize your fear, use your awareness, look to your own nature, and just be in there, your own nature, maintain and meditate, your fears naturally go away, release. The fear, negative feeling also, if your meditation goes right direction, become fear bliss. Sadness, fear is transformed to joyful, happy feeling. So that's the power of the practice. It's called transforming. Means negativity, sadness, unhappy feeling is transformed to joyful and bliss. So only this practice can do that, transforming. That's why Mahamudra Dzogchen is a very powerful practice. Do you understand what I'm sharing? Okay. So you just memorize this. This is really helpful. Then you can find a translation Spanish language. I'm sure there's a Spanish. This is a very popular teaching. I think you know, right? Spanish. Okay, so you translation to Spanish language, or you have already something memorize, and then always mind mentally read, cultivate it. This you can cultivate it when you have anger, when you have sad, unhappy, and when you have fears, always cultivating these verses, and then all this negative energy you can transform. It's truly benefit. So then, nor is there attachment to the five sensory delights. So in that state, this is five afflictive emotions no exist, not there. So when you think about it, like when you have very okay, like right now here in this space, we don't have this heat problems. Heat is not here, cold is not here. Same, when you're in the natural state, and then no heart, no heat, anger, no cold attachments, no exist there. Free from there. Then in self means like it itself, nature itself, originating awareness, free of concepts, or free from this delusion concepts. Why usually we have anxiety? And so then also depression, sad, because we're chasing so much conceptual or this, delusion. We're chasing too much. That's why we have this, sad, unhappy, many negative feelings arising within ourselves. So you don't need to look solution somewhere else. The best solution, you maintain your awareness. That's the absolute true, powerful solution. Okay. Reason is yours negative set, the source is self-grasping, chasing too much this, conceptual thoughts. And then long as you hold at awareness, they are not existing there. The die itself, release it itself. So that's why it's truly powerful. You do something, like when you get painful, then you find a solution, medicine or massage something, then that's come back again. Because you didn't transform. You press down or like push away temporarily, but it can come back again. So that's the, usually we do, solution is like you have a headache, we eat medicine. And when you have something issues, you using something, object, supports, helping something. But that cannot transform. So that's why, you holding this awareness, be in that state. It's that negativity is die, it transform itself. It's absolute truly is protection, powerful solution, that one. Then it itself originate awareness, free of concepts. See, it's my nature is free from all these concepts of thought. There is neither solid form nor the five poisons. There is no solid form that, like we have this flesh, bone, blood, this kind of object is not exist in this the nature awareness itself is beyond that. Then emotion also not exist there. Five poisons gone. So then, which kind, this nature is the unobstructed clarity of awareness. Unobstructed is, when this unobstructed is many meanings. Unobstructed is so unobstructed is you can meditate night and day, and doesn't matter like what external these conditions. So not the nature is not dependent to that. You can go into nature, you can close eye. Okay, you can get into the nature states. You stay in meditation like this, what you stay right now like that. Or you can, get into nature states like open eye. Or, you're in the driving the car, and whatever circumstance, external things, then, they're not really can hold your awareness, like, block or something, cannot shining something, so that's why it's, here says the unobstructed. Unobstructed is, your emotion cannot be obstructed, your nature. When you have anger, you cannot say, I have anger, I cannot meditate, I cannot see nature, okay? And when you have joyful, you cannot say like party or going on something, you cannot say, I cannot see nature. These things cannot obstruct it. Even close eye, open eye, lay down or sitting or whatever, that means like any time, any moment you can into your own nature awareness ripa. Because it's unobstructed. That's very good news too, right? Then we cannot have excuse, say like, I cannot meditate right now, I have going on these things. that whatever going on that cannot really obstructed your true nature. Make sense or no? Okay. So when you this then nature is a clarity, always clarity of awareness. Clarity awareness is we cannot put the words to explain. Clarity is not same as sound, light or something. Awareness, these things. So you only have to knowing this is like our own experience. Clarity awareness. Clarity is when you into this natural state, then mind is become no fixation to anything, any objects. So then that time is like very clarity. I think clarity is the free from this conceptual idea, delusion, and no fixation to anything. Your mind has become kind of same in the space. In the space, no clouds, like that awareness. Then that moment also you have awareness means like you knowing it itself, recognize it itself. But you're not chasing any external object things. You aware everything. So the clear present moment we call clear present and awareness are obstructed. So that's the called natural mind. It's always this like it's one together qualities compound kind of together, no separation. So when in here have to mention, like first quality, second quality, third quality, idea. So our conceptually, but when you're in the experience state, this all is you cannot really put in the words to say like clear, unclear, just knowing your itself, knowing itself yourself, and you believe yourself, you trust yourself, you extremely happy yourself, joy yourself, you really appreciate it, yourself, you recognize you are very fortunate, and then also arising true devotion to the guru and rising like compassion for others. So that means like your true awareness, you recognize knowing. So long as you hold this awareness, mind nature, and then really rising devotion to the gurus. Because you have same experience, guru's experience, then you know what means guru. And then you recognize what means samsara, free from samsara. So what we have discovered, then you're thinking about, okay, wow, and why I didn't know this, what happened me my whole life. Then not this whole life, many eons already been, okay, not knowing. And then you have the experience, then you really truly trust Dharma. Dharma means like devotion, true devotion is rising Dharma. Then whatever says, people talks like you're a wrong path, wrongdoing, whatever says you're not going to get any drops yourself. You're free from drops. Okay, so then you feel you are extremely lucky, fortunate yourself. So that's the true experience. I have to rising within ourselves when we meditate, okay? So here, this what I mentioned about, when abiding in the genuine intrinsic awareness, that you have to again, mentally cultivate, meditate. We need something support. Without the support, very easily you can lost. When you're really into this intrinsic awareness state, then you don't need to apply any words, saying things, supports. Then you don't need any, cultivate anything. So until that you get a very good experience, we have to do that. Need to use supports for practice meditation. You chant these verses, cultivate, meditate, apply your awareness. You need a very strong effort, commitments. I'm not going to let arise any thoughts until I reach this true awareness state. So you do that, and then you use this instruction, cultivating, you can get. Then you know what means Buddha. Buddha is within ourselves, not somewhere else. So Buddha we have to discover within ourselves. That's the important. We have to cultivate again, meditate. Then awareness. So then it's one in essence and 5-4 in wisdom. So it's called Dharma wisdom. Actually, Dharma wisdom. Then you can become, and 5 in wisdom is one intrinsic wisdom, but can be arise 5 wisdoms. It's called, that's why 5 wisdom. Reason is, afflictive emotion also, actually one afflictive emotion is called only, everything is become subsumed to the ignorance. Okay, ignorance then goes to 5 different, part is created 5 afflictive emotions. So these 5 emotions become one, the ground source is ignorance. And so same is we also, this one original, in true nature is called Dharma wisdom. But then due to this 5 afflictive emotion, this also goes to 5 wisdoms. 5 wisdom is rising from the same nature. It's 5 wisdom. One, this true essence, Dharma true nature is oneness. Okay, no separate, but different aspects. When transforming anger or attachment, any other jealousy, then if we talk about this different wisdoms, but reality, truly all these wisdoms oneness. Through the ripening of the 5 wisdoms rising because the reasons of 5 afflictive emotions transformed. And the 5 original Buddha family arise. So 5 wisdom is called 5 Buddha. And then that means ultra level 5 Buddhas rising. So the point what we have to know is 5 wisdom is source is Dharma our own intrinsic nature. And that different aspects, 5 aspects called 5 wisdom. Then this 5 wisdom is appearing, arising to the form is called 5 Buddhas. Then it's dissolved to wisdom. Wisdom is dissolved to our own nature, Rigpa, or is our own intrinsic nature. So the 5 wisdom, 5 Buddhas are not somewhere else. It's within our own intrinsic nature. It's, that's a display rising from that, our own nature. Then the 42 peaceful Buddha image, there are also 42 peaceful Yidam deity. We have the Sheto, when practice, like another practice, talk about this 42 peaceful deity with the upsurge of the Oh, sorry, what I meant. Okay, so as a true, the 42 peaceful Buddha emerge with the upsurge of five four wisdom's powers. It's also five wisdoms rising to this powerful, wrathful, peaceful deities. And then 60 blood drinking Heruka's apple. That's called wrathful deities. 60, wrathful deities. They're called 100 deities. Drinking Heruka apple. Thus grown awareness has never known delusion. So right now what I hear sharing is or is inner level. Ripa is sacred, rising five wisdom, then five wisdoms projecting, and the five Buddha. Five Buddha is rising to become 100 deities. 100 deities, like peaceful, what here mentioned, like peaceful 42, right? And wrath for 60s, rising. So nowhere they are always within ourselves, not somewhere else. And then where this come from, it's always our own emanation. It's rising from our own natural river. So it's always dissolving into the nature. It's rising from our nature, not separate. So that is like, not deluded. When we not deluded, this nature, but intrinsic true nature has this powerful, how to say, the exercise or dynamic exercise is rising. This peaceful deity, wrath for deities within it's rising within itself. So same as the nature is the same as ocean. The ocean rising all this, waves. And the nature is the same as the mountain. Then all these planets rising from mountain, dissolve to the mountain. Similar, long as you knowing all this, everything is our own emanation. This peaceful deity, wrathful deity, everything. Thus, grown awareness has never no delusion. That time is not deluded. I am the pro-model Buddha and therefore. So means that is called pro-model Buddha. As long as we recognize that, that's called pro-model Buddha. Through this, my prayer of aspiration. So then chanting the dedicating this prayer, may beings of samsara triram recognize self-originating awareness, so that wise wisdom may be perfected. So we, supplicating or aspiration is all these beings recognize self-originating awareness. So that wise wisdom may be perfected. So then that's right now what sharing is the, true nature mind can be exercising or like, this emanation is like peaceful wrathful rising within itself or rising from the mind nature, not deluded in that time. Then here says, okay, continuously, my emanation will appear in there many billions beyond imagining, manifest in various ways according to need. So I think you hear the, Dharmakaya, Sambhogakaya, Nirmanakaya. You know that, right? Three difference. So what is this Dharmakaya? Dharmakaya is this true nature intrinsic awareness, Dharmakaya. So then that is, rising to become the peaceful deity, wrathful deity is called Sambhogakaya. So this Sambhogakaya is come from Dharmakaya. The Sambhogakaya is not somewhere like, other than Dharmakaya. Actually come from source is Dharmakaya. Dharmakaya is, we cannot like show expression here like form something appearancy. So the Sambhogakaya is you can see, you can appearancy rise, form rising. So Dharmakaya is the point is like the beyond the words, like no levels there. Okay, same as space. Then in the space, what usually rising is clouds rising. It's positive way. Okay, sometimes clouds is like negative. We use example, but some ways we can use positive way. In the space, clouds rise, clouds rise. So clouds is the same as Sambhogakaya. And then Sambhogakaya, okay, is rising. What happens? Like same, like in the space, like rain, the clouds gathering, and then rain comes. So rain, what happening benefit is many planets rising. Okay, in the ground, planes, right? So Dharmakaya is the same as space, and then Sambhogakaya is the same as clouds, rain, and then Nirmanakaya is the same as it become in the for in ground like planes rising. So that's depending each other like that. Do you understand? Connection too. So here what I mentioned is Dharmakaya is our intrinsic awareness nature. Then Sambhogakaya is all this peaceful deity, wrathful deities. Okay, no is going to the Nirmanakaya. Nirmanakaya is here says like continuously, my emanation will appear. Means my emanation is which emanation, whose emanation? Like this, we have this lots, cautions. Okay, Samandabhada's emanation. Then we can accept. But sometimes like saying, okay, my emanation means how can I emanate these all things? We think I can't do this. We not my emanation. We know accept about that because it's a long as we have no knowing in the intrinsic true nature ourselves, then we are in the relative delusion state. Long as we are in the relative delusion state, so then everything is separate. We cannot say my emanations. So long as in this idea, I want to share you one thing, but I'm not sure I can explain correctly, okay? If not explain correctly, I try again one more, then if not, then give up. So maybe we don't have to explain again only one time. It goes very good too. So the point is, okay, right now, our idea, imagination idea is totally different. We cannot think about emanations, like all these rising things. Very hard to accepting and think because we are in the conceptual state, delusion state, okay? Delusion state, everything is separation. And, we have I and self. Then we have, all these separations, very strong, okay? The delusions are very strong due to our karmic imprint habitudes are very strong. In this conceptual level, you cannot make decision with this how this coming. Okay, like idea, you cannot really get this how is like layout from Dharmakaya to all this source coming from. Relative level, you can think, oh yeah, there's Buddha. One name is Samandabhada. Okay, he manifested he is intrinsic true nature. He manifested, this wrathful deity, peaceful deity, and then that manifested all these divorced Nirmanakaya beings. So that's relative idea you can get a little bit. Okay, but this one is actually relative idea you don't really get in the true meaning. So we have to go into this absolute truly idea meaning, okay? In that case, so you meditate, example, okay, your mind go to totally different states. It's called Dharmakaya state, in intrinsic awareness state. Intrinsic awareness state. Then no I and you, there, no separation. So everything's become same space of oneness. And then, no thoughts in there. Example, like in the space is very clear, no clouds, very clear. No any pollution in the space. It's organic, right? Organic, true. Like think about we human beings, we create so much pollution, but noise space is also not clear. But like really reality, like if human beings not create these pollutions and no clothes in there, like you go to top of the mountain and then low through in the space, like kind of nighttime example, stars, or it's different experience. Do you understand? And you have same that kind of experience in the true awareness nature state. You are in the space yourself. Then all these many stars in the space, everything is part of the space. Space is like dynamic or expression or like it's called emanating or these things. It's everything's part of belong to the space. And same is like you are in this intrinsic nature state. You are yourself is a Dharmakaya, true in that state. Then whatever yadam deity you apply, meditate, like we have a peaceful deity, wrathful deity, everything is our own emanation. This all deity is not separate from you. Everything is within you. And then look to also other external objects or is part of the nature exercise. It's not different from the nature. Everything is source rising from nature. Everything is dissolved to the nature. So it's all the way to in the dissolved to the nature. It itself is called Dharmakaya. And then rising to this, deities, it's called Sambhogakaya, and then go to more other things, it's called Nirmanakaya. It's that's that's why usually they say like we cannot explain, we cannot put the words, we cannot show you, and this beyond the idea, beyond the conceptual, beyond like so many we talk about beyond, right? So that's the reason it's beyond. So when you have extremely anger, and then another day extremely compassion, loving, rising your mind, these two experience, how you going to explain people? Very hard to explain. Totally different experience, but when you put in the words to explain, people don't get. Not possible to you can share that your experience for someone. People never get your experience. Okay, yeah, he has like very strong anger, example, anger, wow, yeah. That person not get any feelings. Then you share like one day you have extreme compassion rising someone, their experience very powerful, but you share someone, they don't get. Do you understand? Then, like sometimes like we have our own experience, something we also forget. You get your own experience, maybe good or bad something, and another situation comes, there all your experience, the feelings go away, and you don't get, feel yourself again. Just memorize, yeah, that time I have so much suffering, yeah, but then that suffering you never really feel again much. And or you have something really good, something happen. So you also say, oh, I have so good something. Only you feel strongly the moment, present that moment what we have. So that's why this explain what I'm sharing here is not easy. So we sharing is something is beyond in our conceptual state. But no, you hear this, we create like strong karmic imprint connection to there, the bond long as you have devotion, belief, and then you use this practicing, you can feel more power. True is more close to yourself. And then you can, get everything, your own experience, and then knowing yourself. I don't know. So that's the I can explain this part, okay? So long as the point is like you don't have to chasing any external object. Oh, this is a who's there. This is a Dharmakaya. This is a Nirmanakaya. Or this is Sambhogakaya. Or this is a medicine Buddha. Or this is a Pema Samba. The idea you don't have to chasing. When you meditate, long as you hold your awareness, nature, everything is included there. And then you recognize, Sambhogakaya is my own emanation. Nirmanakaya is my own emanation. Or its rising source is Dharmakaya. So long as we recognize that on our own transient awareness, then we have become Samantha Buddha. No separation. Put in this water is in the ocean. This water is cannot stay itself separate. It's become part of ocean water. Okay. So long as you realize this, you cannot stay yourself is somewhere like independently. Say I am. This is my Buddha realization. So your realizations become inseparable with all the enlightened beings oneness. So we have so many ice blocks. All this is merged to the water that cannot stay like, then ice, this shapes forms separate. It's always the same as water, inseparable. So we realize nature is become we are part of all enlightened beings, inseparable. Then we can say I am Zambo. Okay. So you are not separate from the some other Buddhas. We are already part of that. And then this is all this Sambhogakaya is coming from rising from Buddhas. And the Nirmanakaya also rising from Buddhas. So all the activities. There are many billions beyond imagining, manifest in various ways according to need. So according to then, aspiration, according to aspiration, rising through this my aspirationate, compassionate aspiration. May all beings of samsara are three rounds, escape their plight among the six classes. So all the enlightened beings, power of compassion, power of intrinsic nature, and then beings free from samsara. So come aspiration. From the very first, how long now we have time? Oh, very close. So Okay, I share this one verses again. So this, the also the how we delusion, so we become how we did the delusion rising from the very first sense. Awareness does not dawn. For deluded being within the ground, they are entirely mindless and confused. This itself is an awareness, delusion's cause. And then, as if out of sudden death, there is anxiety and mental discord, from which notion of self and other and emanate appear. As this habitual tendency is then reinforced, samsara unfolds in its regular progress. Thus, mind's affliction, the five poisons develop, and action burn of these five poisons never end. Therefore, since the basis for being's delusion is lack of mindfulness or absence of awareness, through this may aspiration as Buddha, may all beings recognize their own awareness. So this very long. And here is the, I explain like word by tomorrow, for this, we are deluded. Why we have become not Buddha in the beginningless time. So, this intrinsic awareness mind is kind of a crystal ball like this. Okay, the kind of glass is also okay. And then, here says for deluded beings without ground, is then it's light rising from here. Example, this glass, become light rising from here in the glass. This is an example awareness ground intrinsic, and then there has this like it's beings without is for their very sense awareness does not dawn. I say this, is the very first sense awareness does not dawn. My understanding is what are thoughts, okay? And so this is example awareness. And then if we have the mind nature. This is an example, mind nature, and the Zambo means Samdup, first Buddha, arising awareness means this is shining itself. This, shining itself, rising itself, shining itself. But then recognize itself is called liberate. But the other beings, what happens is this is the true nature, but then awareness not shining, not rising. It's awareness go to ought, then going to, chasing the delusions. Example, like I don't know here, if there's so many things we can use, like show examples. If this room is very dark, example, I have this glass in my hand. And then, example, we all have this glass, crystal or something like that. Is the same as like our intrinsic awareness. But then I cannot see it, okay? So you don't see that. Then you have someone give you light. And the light is someone, the light is like using into exactly his in the own glass, what holding there. He see clearly. Others like this light is not using to hear and using in front of pot. They didn't rising here. They didn't see the in what we has in the hand. So that's a called delusion started. Do you understand? Example is like, so then, switch off is did wrong. Maybe they have two different switch off. Turn on, maybe two different turn on. One can turn on is like it itself rising. One turn on, this is apple to out, not here. So, the delusion means the wrong switch. Turn on, okay? Turn on is correct. Like, light switch off. Switch on. Switch on is like you using the other one, and then this is a apple to there, not it seeing it itself. You seeing this is image into out, the not seeing their one. So that's like who seeing it itself is called intrinsic awareness. Realize it itself is called Kuntuzangpo. And then you chasing the image, not the real one. The image become chasing. That's called delusion. Do you understand or no? Okay, so that's good. Very good. So we can, get something object is can do that. It's easily. Not like many legs, crystals, right? And some crystal has lights in the bottom, then crystal shining itself. So that's same is like intrinsic awareness into itself. And the other is like then crystal light, but then no looking that chasing the images. So-called delusion started. Then in this, we have to know the Zambo prayer, Mahamudra. We can switch on is any moment. You never lost chance. Good thing, okay? Do you understand? Of course, like I'm beginning last time you did is like then you don't have this delusion. Karmic imprint is very strong. You don't have to break this delusion. It's you easy to realize, but still we can turn on our own awareness. So that's why what I share with you here, some verses is you memorize, you can really turn on yourself awareness. Long as you turn on yourself, that in that moment we call the Zambo Buddha. Okay, it can stop delusion in there. But then we go back to again because due to our all this karmic imprint habit is too strong already. Only you can do that during the meditation, and come back to post meditation. You can become same as ordinary again. Okay, so that we have to create this intrinsic awareness, karmic imprint habituate. That's why you need a short instruction, something memorize many. Genje Mahamudra in this kind of Zambo. And then supplication Tara, this so many like that, it's a very powerful statement, short. And you can mentally read and you can turn on your awareness. Okay. So especially what the instruction says, every single morning when you're waking up and you have a turn on nature, but with our delusions are so thick and sometimes we don't recognize. Sometimes means mostly we don't recognize and go to all these delusion things. And then when you go for sleep, also short momently, into that nature, and then goes to delusion again. And when you're waking up, short momently into nature and go to delusions. So meditators like when go for sleep and they hold the awareness, and then when they wake up, also have an opportunity to hold awareness. So our regular practitioner can't do that because no use to that. Regular practitioners just any moment, any time, doesn't matter which location, what situation you have. This is called nature's unobstructed, right? And anytime you can apply. So, short term, longer term, whatever you can. And then you can connect to your nature more. And so one day you more used to, and then you can, transform many our this delusions, suffering, sadness, things transformed. Okay, so no due to time, we stop here and go to the prayer. Chant one time together. Solstice. So we have to do the prayers. Please, Sangha and Chinese Sanghas can do Chinese the book, and I do here English. We follow here English. So we all chant together. Then you can chant many times today. All that appears in existing, samsara and nirvana, as one ground, two paths, and two forms of fruition. The magic display of awareness and unawareness. Through this Samandabhada's prayer of aspiration, may all attain completely into perfect awakening. Within the place of Dharmadharma, the absolute sphere, the basis of everything is uncompounded. A self-originating experience, vast and expressible. Beyond the name samsara and nirvana, this itself thing is awakening. But in the general being wander in samsara, may all sentient beings throughout the three realms realize the meaning of the inevitable ground. As Samandabhada know the ground is reality, which is without cause or condition. It originated by itself within this very ground. It unfolded by speculative function general and unobstructed by the darkness of unmindful delusion. That which is manifest thus without form. When abiding in genuine intrinsic awareness, there is no fear even at the triple world dreaming, nor is the attachment to the five sensory delights. In self-originating awareness free of concepts, there is neither soul form nor the five poisons. The unobstructed clarity of awareness is one in essence and fivefold in wisdom. Through the ripening of the five wisdoms, the five originating Buddha families arise, and through wisdom's further expression, the 42 peaceful Buddha with the surge of fivefold wisdom's power, the six below drinking Herukas appear. Thus grown awareness has never known delusion. I am the promoter Buddha, and therefore, through this my prayer or aspiration, may beings of samsara three realms recognize the self-originating awareness, so that whence wisdom may be perfected. Continuously my emanation will appear. In the many balloons beyond emanation, manifest in variety ways according to need. Through this my compassion and aspiration, may all the brains of samsara's three realms escape their flight among the six classes. From the very first, since awareness does not dawn, for deluded being within the ground, they are entirety mindfulness and confused. This itself is awareness delusions cause, and they are out of certain doubt. There is anxiety and mental discord, from which notion of self and other emanate appear. As this habitual tendency is the root cause, samsara unfolds in its regular progressions. Thus, minds elimination, the five poison develop, and action burn of these five poison never end. Therefore, science, the basis for being's delusions, is a lack of manifesting and observes of awareness. Through this, my aspiration as Buddha, may all beings recognize their own awareness. The awareness that is co-emergent, it is state of mindlessness distraction. The awareness that discerns is dualistic clinging to self and others. These two co-emerging and discerning awareness provide the basis for the delusion of all beings. Know through this may aspiration as Buddha. May the dark and marked gloom of mindfulness among all sentient beings in samsara be dispelled. May the dualistic perception be purified, and may they be recognized the very own awareness. A mind of dualistic clinging is one of doubt. From subtle attachment once it has arisen, habitual tendency gradually gains strength. Food, wealth, clothes, home, and company. The pleasure of the five senses or their relation. Whatever is attractive brings the torment of desire. They are the delusion of the world. Action based on dualistic clinging are unending. When the fruition of attachment come to wrapping, they bring birth as a predator tormented by desires. How wretched are the pains of hunger and thirsty. Know through this my aspiration as Buddha. May beings based by craving and attachment neither cause aside the torment of desire, nor pursue the craving of attachment. By manifest relaxation just as it is, may they capture the natural state of awareness and gain the wisdom of perfect discernment through the subtle strength of anxiety and fear towards the appearance of external objects. Habitual tendency of virtue are reinforced, opening the way of torment, injury, and slaughter. When the fruits of agitation come to wrapping, or harrowing will be falling and burning over here. Know through this my aspiration as Buddha. May all the sentient beings of the six realms, whenever they are based by intrinsic aggregation, neither reject nor endorse it, but relax therein, capture the nature state of their own awareness, and gain the wisdom of lucid clarity. When the mind grows constituted, it brings through of revelry and the rising of intrinsic pride leads to the suffering of carols and disputes. When the fruits of such karma come to wrapping, they bring birth as devas subject to passage and fall. Know through this my aspiration as Buddha. May all sentient beings in Konsa is born. Relax their mind there and then. Capture the natural state of their own awareness and realize the true meaning of equality. Habitual tendency of intense dualistic clinging. Bring about the pain of self-stability and contempt, and by inflaming conflict, despair, and computation, lead birth in the cultural realm of slaughter and descend. No through this may aspiration as Buddha. May those in whom rivalry and antagonism take root, not regarding them as enemies, but relax there in them, capture the natural state of their own awareness, and gain the wisdom of unempathic activity. Mindless influence distraction, dullness, crossing, suchness, stupidity, result in helplessness, animal wandering. Know through this my aspiration as Buddha. May the light of clear organize arise. Induce flight into spiritu's gloom, and may the gain wisdom free of thought. All sentient beings throughout the three realms are equal to me, the Buddha in the ground of all. Yet from them it is but a base of mindlessness delusion, and know they engage in meaningless pursuit, with fitful karma as if deceived by dream. Yet I am the promoter Buddha, guide to the sixth class through my enemies, through the Samandabhada's prayer of aspiration. May all sentient beings without exception, awakening with the Dharma Dharma, the absolute sphere. Aho, henceforth, whenever powerful yogi, with naturally clear and deluded awareness, recite this powerful aspiration. All sentient beings who hear it will awaken within the course of the three leaves. Rahu said the sun or moon, whenever the earth rumbles or quakes, at the solstice or close of New Year, follow yourself as Samanabhada, and chant this and Lord soul may help. When all the beings of the three realms will through the yogi's prayer or aspiration, gradually be free from their suffering, and automatically awaken as a Buddha. Thank you very much. Sorry about the Zom Sangha, I didn't read correctly. My reading, I did a lot of mistakes. Okay, so now we take the short break and we have the practice.
You did great, Khenpo. It was wonderful. Thank you.
Okay, I thought I didn't do correct. So if you have time, stay in the prayer and we just take 10 minutes and then dedicate the prayers, the daily prayer. 10 minutes, sir. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Khenpo.
Thank you, Khenpo.
要如意
上师感恩记者，
感恩上师Khenpo，感恩上师，感恩上师，感恩上师，
上师
得了。
上师
彼安乐，切至非常一切祸患离身后，并是永远扎西德勒，
法轮，
扎西德勒，扎西德勒。
感恩善师，愿善师法体安康长久，诸事法轮常转，弘法利生事业，周遍十方。过去现在，
上师弘法是广大圆满博爱，都是60几长生活络，长久住世。
Can we be told what the practice and prayers are going to be, if not just the opening and closing?
学习功德。
Could you repeat that, please?
Can you tell us what we're going to be doing practice-wise, other than maybe just opening and closing prayers? Or is there anything particular?
Yes, I'll put it in the chat room now. Yes, we'll be doing the daily prayers, and we can follow the text. I'll put that in there now. Thank you.
Is it going to be the Gardroma or the drinking Dharmasarya sadhanas that have the Shakyamuni in them, or anything different?
Yeah, it's the one with the Shakyamuni Buddha. That's correct.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Tujichik.
Thank you.
Recording in progress. 去列人，然后我们待会儿。
感恩上师，感恩义师。感恩上师，感恩义师。
Yeah.
Debbie, hi. Maybe you don't remember me from last year in the Padmasambhava retreat. I was in Garching Institute with Mark, my friend.
Yes, I remember. Hello.
Hello, good to see you.
You too. That's wonderful.
Wonderful, very happy.
Yeah, that's great. So glad that you could be there with Khenpo. And I was so glad you could be there with us at Garchen Buddhist Institute. That was amazing. And do some retreat.
It was rough, eh? Hard one. Happy to see you, Debbie.
Yeah, you too. You do the same. Wonderful.
Okay, everybody ready? I have.
Vamos a practicar este de acá, el del Daily Prayer Practice Book. Si lo quieren seguir con su teléfono móvil, iPad, o si quieren meditar y simplemente conectar, lo que ustedes se sienten más a gusto. El amarillo, sí.
Okay, visualization, Shakyamuni Buddha Shakyamuni. Page 2.
Página 2. Buddha Shakyamuni Sadhana.
Okay, Alvaro, please chant.
I'm born emptiness and the unceasing appearances of
Dependent rising of the way of the unity. Before me in the sky, made the spectacle of the offerings.
On a jewel lion throne and
Lotus sign among the seas. In the comparable teacher lying of the churches. His body the color of gold, adorned with the major and the minor mark. Clad in the three Dharma robes, his Vajra posture. His right hand grossly posing in the Taji Mudra.
And his left hand
Still holding a bowl nectar. Like a mountain of gold, manifesting his dancing splendor, splendor bands of wisdom light across the whole expanse of space. Some 6 leaders in the lake and the west ocean, like retinue of noble beings and him or Adam. Simply think of him, he grants the good old eyes, blessed, liberation from samsara and nirvana. Two extremes, he is a great being, perfect embodiment, every source of refuge.
with your great
compassion, you embrace the stable and the degenerable, and may 580 aspirations. You are exalted as the white lotus whoever has. She never return to samsara. Most compassionate teacher, to you I pay homage. All my own and others, virtual body, speech, and mind. All possessions, visualize like Samantha Buddha's offerings close offer to you. All the harmful actions and transgressions I have committed to do to.
Each and every one I
And all confess with the intention and heartfelt regret. In all virtuous actions of noble ones and ordinary beings accumulated through our past, present, and future, I rejoice. turn the